Hey Activision, we could do it this way. You could have continued to make Call of Duty a competitive first-person shooter based somewhat in reality where the tools and weapons you utilize are things anyone can understand. But why would you do that? Because some roads you shouldn't go down. Because maps used to say there'd be dragons here. Now they don't. But that don't mean the dragons aren't there.
Here we go!
Oh, sorry, I was just admiring our Best Gaming Journalism Award.
Okay, let's just get right into this, because believe it or not, there's a story about Activision even crazier than this. Anyways, you can just feel the desperation from Call of Duty. It has reached a fever pitch, because now the game is quite literally Skyrim with guns.
Boom.
Thanks to Adam Kovic, circa 2011.
Yeah.
They've just added dragons to the game. So yes, dragons. Now fine, this is just part of a DLC, and as far as we can tell, it revolves around the zombies mode, which is already based in a fantasy world, so maybe it's not as stupid as we might make it sound.
Sure. It is part of a new DLC pack called Descent, and in the press release it states that players will, quote, face off against a swarm of mechanized zombie infantry and dodge hellfire from aerial dragon assaults in the ruins of Stalingrad. So there's still plenty to be mad about because this franchise is literally taking a piss all over the history books by putting fire-breathing beast inside one of the most famous battles in world history. Swag!
But that's not the only battle that Activision has shoved their way into this week, because it looks like they might be on the winning side of a war for copyright protection. And they can stand on solid ground when they spit directly in the face of mindless Twitter assholes who use a false sense of moral superiority to always stick up for the little guy, regardless of whether or not they're actually flat out wrong.
Yeah.
This time, it's because some indie dev named Trek Industries, who put a game called the Orion Project on Steam, was accused of stealing gun models directly from Call of Duty titles.
Now, of course, the internet was quick to defend this developer because it's unfair that big bag Activision would make Steam remove their game from its service just for a little copyright infringement. So the dev apparently made it appear like someone representing Activision had issued a DMCA takedown request over in-game weapons that had no resemblance to guns from the Call of Duty series at all. And yeah, okay, you could argue if you're just designing guns, I mean, there's a lot of creativity in creating futuristic weapons, but parts are still based in some sort of reality. So sure, there's probably some similarities despite the fact that the dev showed off completely different models that would never be confused for the same gun.
David Prassel of Trek Industries, who developed this game that seems like a ripoff of not only Call of Duty, but also Halo, Turok, Borderlands, and fucking Star Wars, based on a character model that features his name on what is clearly Boba Fett's helmet.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. He doubled down on all the abuse from the evildoers over at Activision and claimed that they were illegally issuing DMCA claims, saying, what Activision is claiming isn't a valid or legal use of DMCA. If they were alleging that we had actually ripped the Black Ops 3 weapons from their game and used them exactly, their shipped meshes, their shipped textures, that is a DMCA case. And the fact that they made an artist feel this way when it's all they do is absolute crap. We will be seeking resolution for all damages wrongly inflicted towards us from Activision via this malicious and overly aggressive text.
Oh, shame on them, right?
Shame.
Too bad the sleuths over at Reddit can't take David's claims at face value and just trust him, because they figured out what was going on behind the scenes and used image comparisons to conclude that the Orion Project was habitually stealing 3D models for their guns and gun components, and there was no way that this was just a coincidence. Also, this isn't even the first time that this dev has been accused of stealing shit from other games and other properties. Look at that fucking Boba Fett helmet. Anyways, it doesn't stop there. Okay, now, goddammit, this shit goes so deep that we're pretty much gonna have to dedicate this whole episode to it. And now I kind of feel like shit for starting off with that dumb dragons thing, but whatever.
What a waste of a segment. So look, this company's been accused of ripping off way more than just these weapons, and there's been a lot of insider gossip about the guy behind the company, David Prassel, who likes putting people in a hassle. Now, we can't back up any of that, so we won't report on it, but it's out there, allegedly. We can say that this dude is not very appealing to us because of what happened while all this most recent stuff was going down, because of the way that he not only put up inaccurate comparisons and played the victim card while demonizing a company that was actually in the right this time around, but also because he decided that he would take it even further and prey off of the ignorance and goodwill of gamers who love to take the high road on any cause, whether or not they're actually wrong.
Yeah, he made a lengthy post to Facebook talking about how he actually wasn't gonna sue Activision, despite, not having a fucking case against them. He said that instead, he'd go for the long game, which for some reason meant that he'd be setting up an IndieGoGo page so that you could donate to his cause? Okay, well, that makes a whole lot of sense. In the post, he actually called Activision, quote, money-abusing, ass-wiping turds who walk all over gamers and don't listen to them. Wah!
Your Honor, these are ass-wiping turds.
my claim is sound. So this guy actually sounds like a baby, but actually it sounds like he'd be a pretty good writer for this show specifically.
Got your job right here.
Yeah.
Regardless, he actually did set up the IndieGoGo account and made the goal of $500. Which is obviously strange, not asking for a lot while trying to somehow take down a media giant with no real plan other than complaining.
I think arbitrarily I'd say about $500 is what it would take me to keep complaining about Activision.
Yeah, well, good news, guys. They met their goal of $500 real quick, which would make it seem like all us little people were actually backing him, except for the fact...
Objection!
Except for the fact that the $500 in donations was just made in one lump sum donation from guess who? David Prassel.
What? This is crazy, right?
Oh!
I'm gonna leave the part in where we walk back. So anyways, they then made a bunch of YouTube videos pleading for people to get behind them. Then he apparently started threatening people on Reddit, the ones who were uncovering all this information, and specifically the user who had started the original thread, saying that he would be suing them if the post wasn't removed completely. He later claimed that he was hacked, which is what you do in these situations, and we can't prove that he wasn't hacked. In fact, it would make sense that someone would hack his account and do this just to troll people. So we don't want to put too much weight into that, even though he could be lying about that too. It could go either way. We're just adding it in.
I'm sure he'll take to twit longer to apologize once this all blows over.
Yeah.
So anyway, after that...
Yeah, he can't go to Steam to explain it because...
He got banned from Steam.
Yeah.
Whoops. Which would suck if it weren't for the fact that he banned himself for some reason.
Yeah.
Most likely because he wanted to keep perpetuating this story about how the world was shitting all over him.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much more to this crazy story, including some angry rants on the Steam forums, so we'll leave links to everything in the description below. But first and foremost,
yes,
we need to thank the PC Master Race subreddit. Despite their Nazi leanings,
we've had a pretty even-handed approach to the PC.
They
Master
literally
Race
are saying that they're the master race.
Anyways, they did some good, and
Yeah.
it's just a term. They don't mean anything by it. We've tried to troll them before. They're very nice people.
They believe that consoles should be sent on a train to an incinerator. They believe that.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Anyway, specifically the user Some Melon Cat. He kept the whole thread updated with constantly unfolding news while allegedly being legally threatened by this company. Without that post, none of this would have seen as much light as it did. So thanks, Melon Cat.
Thanks, PC Master Race. But Jesus, tap dancing Christ, did anything good happen in gaming this week? Well, the pointless, both graphically and otherwise, Batman HD remake was delayed again to an unspecified date, even though it was supposed to be released in just a few weeks. Oh wait, that's more bad news. Or not news at all, because we have no idea who's going to be picking that up for full price.
Firewatch and Ford got into a separate legal thing.
Yeah.
Because some local Ford dealership straight up stole artwork from the game created by the ultra-talented Ollie Moss, who sadly enough has his artwork ripped off and sold without his knowledge on a daily basis online and at conventions. We even saw a dude selling a knockoff Ollie Moss posters at Indie PopCon when we were there. So we tweeted at him to let him know, but at this point it's kind of hard for him to just keep track of how frequently his shit gets lifted. It's like whack-a-mole.
Yeah.
Luckily, this one was public enough that it did have an effect, and it was brought to light, and for their part, Firewatch turned it into a positive by mimicking the Ford promotion and offering their own game at a discounted summer price.
Bravo, golf clap. But we're sick of legal stuff too, so let's talk about this cheering shit over on Twitch that, YouTube, they'll announce their cheering thing in about 3 years, so don't worry. But here's the gist of the Twitch cheering. Buckle up, Elliot. You can buy these things called bits. Are you still with me?
No.
They're called bits. You can buy them with real money.
I'm out.
And you can use them almost like emotes in Twitch chat. The bigger your bit contribution, the bigger and flashier that your bit emote will appear in the chat. It's basically used as a congratulatory type thing, or to hype stuff up, or to celebrate a big epic moment in the game, but it's also essentially tipping the streamer.
Okay, so from what we can find online, each bit is equal to a penny of real US money.
Yeah.
So if you bit emote 100, you're basically handing over $1 to Twitch, who will then give the streamer a portion of that and then take part of it for themselves.
Yeah.
Right now, it looks like the biggest emote that you can do at once is 10,000, which is $100.
Yeah, it's $100.
But hey, you kids have money.
Yeah.
I wish you could tip us for this awesome show.
I know, we'd be rich, right?
Either way, this thing's still in beta, and as far as we can tell, Twitch hasn't said exactly how much will go to them and how much will go to the streamer. But if anything, more than 50% goes to them. That's kind of bullshit, and you shouldn't do it.
Yeah, but we're tired of doing gaming news, and we just want to go home and start celebrating the 4th of July right now. So let's get Shibby in here to talk about some fucking game.
Shibby, what are you wearing?
Money number 9. Somehow.
Whoa, first of all, this looks like you're wearing like one of those sock hats, but it doesn't fit right, so it's just sitting on top of your head like Ethan Klein, H3H3. But it's actually a Civil War hat. But
I enjoyed his EDC video.
yeah.
Anyways, right away, I haven't even said anything. Money number 9.
Shibby criminal.
Somehow tricked 67,000 people into pledging nearly $4 million total to bring this dumpster fire to life. Sure, these are former.
Say it right. Say it right.
Sure, these were former Mega Man developers and promises of grandeur, but these developers washed up for a reason. They needed your money for a reason, and the reason, ladies and gentlemen, to feed off your silly nostalgia because everyone just loves old and shitty games. It's Shibby Criminal.
Shibby criminal.
I said it. That this project managed to happen, and only you, the gamers, are to blame. For $4 million, the game runs poorly. High loading times.
That's how much it costs?
That's how much people Kickstarted this
It's
shit
like
for.
that old iPhone app that costs $1,000 and you just get a diamond on the screen.
Gamers are to blame for this. High loading times, gameplay is bland, levels are soulless, much like the content on this channel and my reviews.
Whoa. That's a bit harsh.
Shots. Back to this. The creator even said it's better than nothing, but that isn't even true. Countless delays and uninspired trailers should have been a sign to pull out just like I did last night.
Whoa, really? I thought you want kids.
I am. Back to the review. Please do not buy this game, Ricky. 3 years of anticipation and then just disappointment. It's an insult to gamers. And sadly enough, Kickstarter. A mighty 0 out of mighty 9.
I hate to do this right before your wedding, but fuck you!
Not to the head. Oh!
Who the hell are you?
I'm no Shibby.
Okay, so we promised that Shibby's not actually dead. He's actually better than dead because right now, he's flying up to Montana so that he can get married this weekend to his beautiful bride-to-be, Liz.
Wow.
So, we'll just
Someone would marry Shibby.
can you believe it?
That's the biggest twist
Not
of all.
even that they dated him, that they're going to be getting married.
They want to spend the rest of their life with that man. Incredible.
They want to climb him like a tall tree.
Inspiring.
Yes.
This man was on T.U.G.S dozens of times.
And could still get married.
Someone still wanted to marry him.
Yeah, so we'll end it there for today, and it's nice to end it there because it's on a positive note, which is strange for this show. Congratulations, Shibby and Liz, a couple as cute as you guys, Shibby Criminal. Is there a, can we get a there it is.
So yeah, happy 4th of July, America, and to the rest of the world, I guess I love you too. Unless it's Russia, because I still don't like Russians. Except for Ilya Naishuler, director of Hardcore. He's a good guy.
And after this whole Vitaly thing, I think you might have a point.
I know.
Yeah.
Was I right?
They're just causing trouble.
They come over here and they run on the basketball court in the playoffs and they climb the Hollywood sign and they think their YouTube money can get them out of any problem they get into.
I like how you're talking like a 1930s Hollywood executive because of your mustache. We're gonna make this kid a star. Extra. Vitaly Shklaboychkin is gonna be the new star.
You gotta see your name in lights, Vitaly. We're gonna have to change that name first, though.
If we could just spell it. If we could just spell it easily.
Your new name is James Brooks.
It's gonna be great. Oh God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Zodorowski? I don't know. Whatever. It's too hot in here.